Welcome to my podcast. I'm the Laughing Philosopher. Life is complicated. You are complicated. Everything seems to have been figured out, except how to live a happy life, guided by wisdom and reason. What does it mean to be a good person? What is love? Who am I before I was told who I am? Why haven't I found myself yet? Why do I have regrets? Is this a just world? Almost from the moment of birth, we've been told how to behave, how to fit in, and how to fulfill other people's expectations. We grow to fear that we will lack importance or cease to exist in the lives of others if we think for ourselves and question the rules and roles that we've been told define us. Only when wisdom and reason removes this illusion can we live authentically in the world around us and become our real selves. Episode number 38. What do you really want? Part 2. You are complicated. Life is complicated. Yet, our way of life is uncomplicated. It is based on one simple idea. I have more, and therefore, I am more. I have a bigger title. I have a fancier office. I have a fatter paycheck. Therefore, I am more than the person I was without these desires. Consumption and ownership of worldly stuff somehow makes you more of a person. And if you fail to achieve wealth, power, and fame, then you fear that you will lack importance. You will cease to exist in the lives of others, and you will become invisible. Women are the most marginalized and most invisible social group in history. Who are you in your dreams? The world is the same. Only you are different. You are not who you are. In dreams, you realize the desires you have about yourself. You dream of yourself, but in a just world. A world where you fulfill your desires, where you have more, and therefore become more. More than the person you are. You become the person you long to be. We long to live in a perfectly just world. But we live in a world of imperfect justice. Sometimes our wishes are unfulfilled. Sometimes our dreams don't come true. Sometimes what we want doesn't happen, and what we don't want does happen. Sometimes we don't achieve what we aspire to, even though we have earned it. Sometimes our dreams stay dreams, no matter how strongly we believe in them. Yet, such is our profound need to worship that we eagerly bow down before things which promise to fulfill our unfulfilled desires. We deceive ourselves that wealth, power, and fame have the ability to satisfy our hunger to be more than we are. We humble ourselves to these worldly desires. We worship these desires as gods. We settle for a worldly fix for our spiritual addiction to justice. We worship false gods, and just like true gods, we happily live and happily die serving them. We are like the condemned prisoner that is forced to look through the bars of his window at the construction of the guillotine that is going to cut off his head. Montaigne said, "We cannot make a worm, but we make gods by the dozens." Your desires didn't choose you. You chose them. You are not a slave to your appetites, but their master. Life, your life, is more than your addictions, more than the things you hunger and thirst and long for. Pleasure and pain, gain and loss, praise and blame, fame and disrepute. These are the 8 worldly winds of Buddhism. Like a tree shaken by the wind, these are the forces that move and shape your life in unpredictable and unexpected ways. Pleasure makes you smile. Pain makes you weep. Gain makes you feel more than you are. Loss makes you feel less than you are. Praise makes you feel accepted. Blame makes you feel rejected. Fame makes you feel important. Obscurity makes you feel trivial. The worldly winds decide your happiness and your suffering. But the winds are unpredictable, and which way the winds blow is not up to you. You are a slave. The fickleness of the universe enslaves you. You are free in an unfree world. Change is certain. Everything changes. But you can't control what happens. You can't harness the wind. Joy today, agony tomorrow. Blessed today, cursed tomorrow. Rich today, poor tomorrow. Famous today, forgotten tomorrow. Praise today, blame tomorrow. Love today, indifference tomorrow. Powerful today, powerless tomorrow. Today somebody, tomorrow nobody. The only unchanging thing is change. The only permanent thing is impermanence. All good times are fleeting, and all bad times are fleeting. In good times, prepare for bad times, and in bad times, prepare for good times. In good times, smile, because they are happening, and in bad times, smile, because they are fleeting. Reality is shifting under your feet. If you cling to it, you will suffer. You can't hold on to water. All you can do is to let go. You are not in control. As you stand still, the universe moves away from you. Everything falls apart so that it can fall into a different place. If you let it go, your life will unfold just as it should. Stop trying to make your life conform to your dreams. Stop trying to force your head to fit your hat. Stop trying to act like God. Let God be God. You be you. If you try to force the world to fit your desires, you only damage and hurt yourself. Change is certain. Suffering is optional. Don't try to force things. You'll hurt yourself. To live is to risk it all. Change is ubiquitous. Everything is changing at every moment. Everything you see now and experience now is in decay and dying. There is nothing to cling to, nothing to grasp and hold. If you try to hold on, then, like a handful of rain, it will slip through your fingers, and you will suffer because you lost something that never belonged to you in the first place. You don't know what you want, but you feel that something is missing. You don't know what you desire because your desires are as impermanent and temporary as everything else. Don't try to stop the river flow. Go with it. Don't try to hold on to the wind. Go with it. Let go of your desire. Be desireless. Be spontaneous. Desire nothing, and nothing will be left undone. Once, I waited for a friend at the Poets Walk in Central Park. The Poets Walk is easy to find. At the entrance is a magnificent statue of Mr. William Shakespeare. And a few steps away are grand statues of Mr. Robert Burns and Sir Walter Raleigh. As I waited, a couple of tourists stopped me. They asked for directions to the Poets Walk. "You can't get there from here," I replied. I then pointed to a place way across the park. "You can only get to the Poets Walk from way over there." I know what you want. You want to improve yourself. But you're already there. You don't need improvement. There is nothing to improve. There is nothing you need to do. There is nowhere you need to go. You can't get there from here because not one of your footsteps will take you any closer than you already are. You already are your own supreme being. Epictetus said, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well." Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Corey, the Laughing Philosopher. Thanks for listening to my podcast. I've devoted my professional life to the intersection of sociology and philosophy, where the contemporary problems of life meet the ideas and convictions of the greatest human minds. Join me by subscribing to The Laughing Philosopher as we use reason and wisdom to explore big answers to the most important of all big questions: how to live.